Somebody say hello? Say it.
You
I
say
think
it.
you
No.
just did.
Come on.
You say it.
No.
Your turn.
You say hello.
Good Monday morning.
Hello,
Or
hello,
whenever you're
hello.
watching. It could be Monday evening.
Yes.
But it's the first day of November.
Yeah, November Uno. Yep.
If you're watching us live, you are watching in the morning, and it's the morning after Halloween, so we're going to make that the topic of conversation. Really, the last day. I mean, I guess we could talk about Halloween any day of the year if we really wanted to, but today is the last day where it makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people were thrown off their Sunday game a bit because you either had to open your door up for trick-or-treaters, or you had to go out with your little ones and do some trick-or-treating, or maybe you said, the heck with this, I'm turning out the lights, I'm going to bed, but you would still hear some of that stuff going on in your
The
neighborhood.
ambiance.
The ambiance of things out of the ordinary happening in your neighborhood. And we're curious, what was your neighborhood like last night? Because last year, before you step in and tell the exact opposite story, I feel like in general
These two have
terms,
been fighting.
in general terms, last year, COVID was all but canceled. A lot of people shut it down. They didn't do any trick-or-treating. Or people set up arrangements to where you could get candy from their homes without having to actually go up and knock on the door. They put them down through like candy chutes and things of that nature.
Yeah.
People didn't do the Halloween party so much last year, but this weekend, I was out Saturday and Sunday.
Wow. Mr. on the town.
First of all, by being out on Sunday, I meant I went grocery shopping at Safeway. Okay, that's what I meant by going out.
Okay.
My point was I saw a lot of people in costumes. I saw a lot of people shopping for what seemed like Halloween purposes, candy and such.
Yes,
so I'm
yes.
thinking it came back in full force this year, but then Rod said his neighborhood was like a ghost town last night.
Our what is odd is I remember last year in our neighborhood up in Clark County, we live pretty close to Columbia River over in that area. It was busy. I mean, it wasn't like full Halloween, but it was a lot busier than I thought it would be, and some of my neighbors said the same thing. This year, we probably had half the amount of trick-or-treaters at my house than we did last year. So that was odd.
Do you
right?
think it's because they went to other kinds of events like we showed during our Sunrise News where they had these big outdoor events or mall events or whatever it
I'm trying
was?
to think, what candy did we give out last year that turned people away
We're not going back
from
there.
our neighborhood?
We're not going back to that neighborhood. That neighborhood stinks.
Oh my gosh, so many people though said that people were excited to be back doing it again, getting out there, giving full-size candy bars.
Yeah, wow.
I do remember last year on this day, the morning after Halloween, although it was actually the Monday after Halloween because Halloween was on a Saturday last year. But be that as it may, I remember you coming in and saying that we had trick-or-treaters. And I'm thinking, you did?
Yeah.
Because we had none last year, zero.
Yeah.
And last night they came back. It wasn't, wall-to-wall trick-or-treating from 6 to 8 p.m., but we had some waves. And I remember that one group came, I can always tell, like Mia went to the door this one time. It's a whole routine. I got to hold back the dog and one of us holds the dog back, one of us gives out the candy. And I heard her go, whoa. So then I put the dog behind a door and I went and joined her. There was like this huge group of like 12 kids that came at once.
Wow.
I can always be intimidating.
Nice.
You're thinking if these kids really wanted to, they could just kind of run right through our house and take all the candy.
Storm the
Stop
fortress.
it
We
now.
could not stop them at this point. They outnumber us by too many. But a great group that showed up in good costumes. So what was it like in your neighborhood? We did ask this poll question this morning.
Yeah.
Ryan Matthews, I know I gave you no warning, but are you of the capacity to show that poll question that we put up on Twitter this morning? Brian says, I'm working on it.
He's
Give me
working
a
on it.
moment.
We have a bunch of people on the stream too.
And there is the question.
Okay, here's the
This question was simply put, was your neighborhood busy this Halloween, as in last night? And the majority of our viewers said no, things were not busy in my neighborhood.
I wonder if they're comparing that, though, to pre-COVID times. You know what I'm saying?
I would
or they
think
just
it would
mean
have
it wasn't
to be.
busy at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So on the stream, Mark Brooks said, my neighborhood was quiet. Our resource center had a trunk and treat that had a great turnout. So I guess they were trick-or-treating out of people's car trunks.
All
Is
right.
that how that works?
That's cool.
Shania says that we got one full-size M&Ms.
Nice.
You were giving out or you got just one full-size candy bars. Stanford says, we got nothing. No kids, no cars, no candy.
So Veronica has been counting, apparently. She said last year, and she must have wrote this in a journal for crying out loud. She says last year we had 75. This year we had 106, so lots of kids. We had haunted houses in our area, and at my place we had a haunted hallway and staircase. And then she says that she actually ran out of candy. Isn't that embarrassing to run out of candy and you start going into the pantry and you're like, does anybody want a can of soup?
To me, that's interesting that she has a number, like to the, like not a rough estimate. She said 106 last night.
She's keeping a journal, I guess.
She's either counting heads or more likely she knows exactly how much candy she put in the bowl and then like just started subtracting. I don't know, but way to keep
Either
track,
way,
I guess.
I'm
Very
impressed.
impressive.
Renee Robertson says, good morning. We had a whopping 4 trick-or-treaters here in Panama.
Wow.
We didn't think we'd have any at all, so we were thrilled with the 4 kids that showed up. Did you give them all the candy? Did they make the haul of a lifetime?
Willie Huey chimes in, as he so often does here on Sunrise Extra. Willie says he lives in West Lynn, as we've talked about before. He says it was off the chain last night in West Lynn. We were rolling. Man, a lot of cool lingo being used here by Willie. We were rolling with 5 families and saw many other mega groups like that. Seems like the pods all went together. Decorations were amazing. So many people hanging out in front with fires and cocktails and TVs on the lawn. Never seen anything like it, says Willie.
Oh my gosh, Willie, that reminds me, like when my kids were little, we said that Halloween was the start of Spanish coffee season. And one year we actually had the kids, we had their dad was the designated watch the kids. And my friend and I had a little red wagon with our Spanish coffee fixings, and we went all around the neighborhood. We put them in our coffee mug, and then the next day when I came to work, I was like, whoa, there is still some like remnants on that like a thermal mug of Spanish coffee.
Let's set the scene.
Please.
Kids outside in the height of their innocence, enjoying trick-or-treating, and you were out pulling a red wagon with booze in the wagon, just having a good old time.
Yes, because we got the wagon. My friend brought it because we kept running back home. And we called their dad the warden because he was always, you know, straight arrow, and he would watch and we would drink.
Well, pillar of the community, Brenda Braxton. Now, I was wondering if you were pulling it around with enough fixings to share with others. That's not what you're saying. You were just had it for you and your friend.
No, because we kept running back home, and one of us would have to leave. We thought we just need to bring this with us.
I did see that, though, last night on the Instagram. A couple of different people that I guess I follow who were like serving shots at their house for anyone who showed up, like for the adults 21 and over. I thought that's a risky business.
Yeah, it is.
Right? For a lot of reasons.
They're checking IDs?
I didn't ask them. I didn't see that detail in the post, but like,
I was ahead of my time.
But that was for you. They were literally, first of all, I would not be so generous as to purchase a bottle of alcohol just to give it out to people for free. That's not the way I roll. I know you're right there with me, Rod. 2, there's like some danger there. I don't know. Just a lot of bad things can happen from giving out free alcohol in the front of your house.
But it explains why my neighborhood was relatively quiet. I don't think anybody was giving out booze.
No more is it about who's giving out the big-sized candy bars. It's who's giving out the shots, I guess.
Mary Rodriguez, good morning. Our neighborhood was relatively quiet. We stayed home. Passed out candy. She says they had about 5 kids compared to last year when they had none. And Mary says it was nice to see the little ones in their costumes again that they did have.
They are so adorable. Susan says we had 2, so I gave them most of my bowl of candy. Then bam, a group of 10 showed up. Luckily, I had set aside a bag of candy just for us, so I had something to give them. We bought candy early, and I'm ashamed to say we went through it pretty darn quickly. There was like everybody at our house, and then my son and his girlfriend came over. Yeah, man, every time I walk by, I cannot have that stuff in the house. I'm the worst.
I bought those 3 big bags of candy about 2 weeks ago, and it was supposed to be for the house for Halloween. You know, Mia was like, you got to go get the Halloween candy. My wife thinks, unlike you, she thinks you must get the Halloween candy 2 weeks in advance instead of the day before.
Yeah, we do the day before.
But anyways, I brought it into work for that Clash of the Candies tournament, and all 3 bags gone. So I had to do the same exact trip to the store yesterday to get the same exact bags of candy just for our house to give out. And we almost went through all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, went through like 2/3 of those. They did not. Brian Matthews, good question. Did they cost anything more than they did 2 weeks ago? No, they did not. I did not save money 2 weeks ago by going early like my wife suggested.
Gotcha. So my house, I think it was after the first trick-or-treater, you know, they ring the doorbell, and Grandpa Kim, my wife's parents lived downstairs. Grandpa Kim must have heard the commotion of the trick-or-treaters. So he comes up the stairs, and he's like, you have candy? I was like, yeah, it's right there, Grandpa Kim, and grabbed a big batch of candy, put in his pockets, and went back downstairs.
He's got the right idea. I like his style. Beth says we had about a dozen trick-or-treaters, which is actually pretty close to normal for us. And then let's see,
I saw that.
That?
I think it's Mergen.
Mergen. That would make sense.
First time I've seen your
Mergen,
name
yeah.
on the stream, Mergen. Beautiful name.
We didn't have a lot of trick-or-treaters this year, a little sad face.
Oh, yeah.
Gil says, get them turkeys ready.
Yeah,
It's time,
we've
yeah.
moved on from Halloween and we're now entering Thanksgiving season.
Beth Moser says we had about 12, which is normal for them in their particular neighborhood. So there you go.
So we were not giving out the full-size candy bars last night. Quite frankly, I don't even see, I guess you could just buy them individually, which, man, that would be crazy. But if you buy just bags of candy, typically they're not full size.
Yeah, the fun size. they
So
used to call
fun
them,
size,
or
the
mini
Kit
size.
Kat
They're
weren't
bite-sized.
Well, no, the
Bite
Kit
size.
Kats I was giving out weren't like the one kit. It was the kit and the cat. There were 2 pieces in there.
Okay.
But not huge.
Yeah.
How do you go about handling that? Do you stick one of those into a bag? Do you stick 2, 3, or do you actually let the kids grab the handful as you present the bowl to them? Like, how would you do the handing out of the candy?
I just let the kids grab. And often the parents are right there, especially for the little ones. They'll go, just take one.
Yes.
But then again, as you get closer to you realize it's coming to an end.
Yes.
I'm like, please,
Yeah, take 'em,
please,
take 'em.
take.
Exactly. You come early, you get a little, because I don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
If you come late, you're going to get a lot, because now I have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Willie, he says, Brenda, that's brilliant. I saw a guy pulling a wagon last night that had a battery-powered popcorn popper in
Wow.
it. He was very popular. I love that.
So Shireen says Costco and Cash and Carry had full-sized boxes. That means they had a relatively affordable price on
Nice.
boxes of full-size candy bars.
Joe Ezekiel says it was really quiet. So your theory, like West Lynn was popping.
Yeah.
But
It's the
rest,
booze for crying out loud.
Well, I don't know. Rhonda Thompson-Jones chiming in. What's up, Rhonda Thompson-Jones? She says in her daughter's neighborhood last night, there was a guy handing out Jell-O shots to all the adults. Again, this is
Whoa.
happening in multiple places.
Yeah, there you go.
The giving out of
See?
the alcohol to the adults.
My neighborhood's got to step it up.
Yeah, you do. Stacy says Washougal neighborhood off O Street had a wonderful turnout, the most in 4 years.
Oh, good for
That
them.
we're back at it.
To me, it does take away from Halloween when it's on a Sunday night. And it's probably because of the shift we work. I saw it last night in our neighborhood. It didn't seem to be affecting others. They were out and about, laughing, having a good time, dressed up, gallivanting around the streets. But I'm like, my gosh, it's Sunday night. It's the beginning of the work week.
Yeah.
This is where I usually get depressed. And you guys are out there having a good time in front of my house. So part of me wishes that they would just make it a Saturday thing.
The last Saturday of October,
Yes.
100%.
Just
It should
make it a
always
Saturday
be.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'd be good with that.
I'm old school. If you watch Sunrise for years and years, you know that my wife will tell you I simply don't like change. So I don't think it matters what's going on. I want whatever's going on right now. So I'm like, part of me respects the fact Halloween is one of the few days that we've never messed with.
Yeah.
You know, we really moved around the President's Day and all that stuff. And Halloween is still on October 31st.
31st. You can track that.
I appreciate that every day of the year up until the day of Halloween when I go, man, I wish this was on a Saturday.
I wish it was on a Saturday. Molly says we had about 60 kids and adults.
That's
Gave
a lot.
candy to all because we had a candy shoot.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Sending
yeah.
it down. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know how Blaze at the Blazers game has that gun where he shoots the
yeah,
T-shirts into the
T-shirts.
crowd?
Yeah, air gun.
It'd be cool to have one of those blasters for the candy too.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Go across the street, kiddo.
Yeah.
Boom.
Look
There you
both
go.
ways. Jennifer Taft says my dog escaped and chased the only 4 trick-or-treaters and then proceeded to get in their minivan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is that right? Oh my
He
goodness.
was really
wanted to go.
escaping.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you don't hear about that more often. Because, like your house, the first couple of trick-or-treaters were really holding Maximus back. He's barking. He's wondering what's going on. But after about the first 3 or 4, then he got it. And he just laid down in front of the door, never barked, and just sat there and looked at everybody as they came.
That's cool.
So it was
Blaze
good, yeah.
did settle down too. 'Cause, he basically found his spot on the couch and decided at some point, I'm not getting up anymore.
That's as exciting as I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, you've got nothing for me.
We did set up a barrier in the hallway to keep him from getting into the hallway area. Like one door was shut, and then we set up a barrier. And we were stupid because there's actually a set of stairs in the back of the house that you can go upstairs in, and you can come down the other stairs that goes right to. He knew that, of course.
Well,
We
what
for-
does he do? Like, is he going to run out the door?
He's going to run out and greet you
Okay.
by putting his nose probably in an area that you don't want it. Okay. My dog's about the head. My dog's head is at the same area as most people's private regions, and that's how he likes to greet people.
Oh,
Nice
that's
to meet you.
fantastic.
I'm Blaze.
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
in your business.
Hey.
Hey, here's a quick shout out to a family in Happy Valley. Chris says, enjoyed the pirates in the boat handing out candy on their front lawn in Happy Valley.
Oh, that's good. We have another one. Devin from Happy Valley had trick-or-treaters from about 5 to 7:30. Not sure how many we had, but constant kids at the door. Everybody was so happy and excited. Everybody dressed up, had great decorations, and we had a mix of small and full-size candy.
Nice.
Okay.
Joshua Madrid joining us.
That's
You
your
wanna
boy.
read Joshua?
No, I want you to read
All right.
Joshua like you often do. So
Joshua
beautifully.
says, I put my glasses on here. Good morning. All in all, I thought it was a festive Halloween weekend. Saturday night at work was pretty wild. After about 9 p.m., a lot of adults were letting loose downtown.
He's a bartender, we should point out.
Yes. Talking about how they're going to go to Westland and just get boozed up Sunday night. No. He says, last night our neighborhood up in Bethany was the busiest I've seen during the 3 years I've lived here. So that's cool. Glad folks are able to have themselves a time, and I'm thinking this holiday season will be bustling. That's Joshua Madrid.
All right, talk about your Saturday plans, because this was fun. This was funny.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Was supposed to go to a party. I will
You did
tell
not
you.
go?
I was supposed. No, listen. I was supposed to go to a party. At some point, like late in the afternoon, early evening on Saturday, I started having that feeling of like, I don't really know if I want to put the effort forth to go to this thing.
Yeah.
To like get dressed up and to go to this party.
Gotta be showered.
So I took it along. It took longer than I was supposed to. Met up with one of our coworkers, a young man who works here by the name of Andrew. He is literally half my age, maybe a couple of years older than half my age. We went to the party.
Yeah.
It was fine. Great time had by all. But we left, and that could have been the point. Excuse me. You see what happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
That could have been
rough
the
night.
point where we go home. But we didn't.
But
He
why?
said, "Hey, want to meet up with my brother?" It's his younger brother and his younger brother's friend. So now I am more than twice the age of the
You're
people
the
I'm hanging
old
out with.
guy at the club.
And we went to a place in North Portland called the Rambler. Anyone out there
I've
familiar
heard of
with
this,
the Rambler?
actually. I haven't been, but
I've heard of it too.
Yeah.
What I've heard was I shouldn't be going there anymore because I'm too old.
Is it a dive bar?
No, it was just no, it was a nice bar, nice enough bar.
It's nice.
Nice enough bar.
Well, you're from Philly.
On
What does
North
that mean?
Mississippi.
Nice enough.
No, it was nice. It wasn't divey. I didn't think it was divey at all. It's kind of it was built out of an old home there in North Portland on North Mississippi.
Ooh.
Kind of a cool look.
Yeah.
And one of the young women that was hanging out with Andrew's brother was dressed as Yoda. If you want to go to my Facebook page, you'll see a picture of this young woman.
amazing.
It's an amazing costume.
amazing.
It looked like
Wow.
she was just a decoration. The detail in this makeup was so amazing, and she put like a skull cap on, you know, like a bald cap, and painted the cap and her whole face like Yoda, and she had the ears going, and she would pose for pictures with people, and she would get on her knees so that like she was shorter than you and taking the picture. But then we leave, and I've been kind of pacing myself throughout the night.
Yeah.
I am driving the young Andrew, who he wasn't pacing himself at all. So I drop him off at his house. He goes, "Hey, do you want to like crash here?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'll be okay. I'll,
You
get out."
shoulda.
Crash here.
So I start driving, and I realize I'm fine in some ways, but I am dead tired in others. Like I'm very tired. I had to get back to Westland, and we're in Northwest Portland. So I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to KGW and do what I do during the week there. I'm going to take a nap. So I came here, and I pulled into our parking lot, and I took a nap that lasted about 90 minutes.
What time
And
is it now?
This is about 2:30.
Yeah.
In the morning?
Yes. So I wake up from my slumber at around 4 a.m. on Sunday, and I drive home, get home around 4:20.
Was Mia texting you? I
no.
would have
Yeah,
wondered.
what's your wife
where
doing?
Not until,
are you?
Not until, well, listen, my wife on Thursday night of last week, on a work night, mind you, was out till midnight with her colleagues.
Different than 4:15.
Well, we had this argument yesterday. I think midnight on a work night is worse than 4 a.m. on a weekend night.
know about
There's
that.
no rules on the weekend, Brenda.
about
It's
that.
no
In the
holds
morning.
barred.
that.
You're sleeping on the KGW couch.
So only time I got texted when the garage door went up and I pulled in and the garage door went down, and I forget what the heck the text said because I've deleted it, but it said something like, I think it just said like, "This is ridiculous," and I text back, "What is?"
Mad Mia, do not poke
Yeah.
the bear.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
my
texted back. I said, "The garage door is locked, like the door that goes into the house." She goes, "The front door, the key works in the front door." She said, like, basically, I'm not coming down to let you
Yeah,
in.
no.
Anyways,
Get back in your car and go to sleep.
yesterday I was fine. I did all the grocery shopping for us like I normally do on Sunday. I did
Wait.
about 4 hours of yard work.
I want to know about Saturday at the Rambler. So, like, you were in a Rocky costume,
was.
which is just basically
you
a
dressed
sweatsuit.
as The Rock.
So,
Yes.
your face
Yes.
looked the same.
Yep.
The Rock.
Did people recognize you from TV? Because I find that's an interesting dynamic when you have people who are lit and then you're on TV.
Again, these were.
I thought you meant that people
these were
recognize Rocky from
22
TV.
through. These were 22 through 25-year-olds. These 22 through 25-year-olds who do not watch local TV news,
You've
from
been
what I've gathered.
on the air a long time, though.
Yeah.
But they know who The Rock is.
They didn't
Yeah.
say anything like that. Yeah, they don't know who The Rock is.
They don't even know who The Rock is?
They don't know who The Rock is.
Wow.
Wait, you
So
were
no-
Rocky, not
Rocky
The Rock.
Balboa.
You call him The Rock?
Some of The Rock.
I think of Dwayne
Sometimes-
Johnson.
No, you're right. In present times, The Rock is Dwayne Johnson.
Well, it used to be Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, because, hey, yo, Rock.
Yeah, yo,
Hey,
Rock.
That's
Yo,
true.
The Rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Burgess Meredith.
Yeah.
How's that other lamp? No, kid.
Wow.
It'll hurt you permanent.
Okay.
I can't believe you were passed out is the word, at 4:30 in the morning on the KGW
That's an
couch.
exaggeration.
No, he was in his
3:30 in the
car.
morning.
3:30.
No, I didn't come in the building.
He'd never got out
I
of his
stayed in my
car.
car.
They said you came in and hung
No,
out
I
on the
came to
sofa.
the building.
You made
Did
that
I ever
up.
use
No.
the word sofa?
He connected
Did I
dots
connect
there.
I
that?
said I came to the station and
All
took a
right.
nap.
Well,
It
I
was
guess
in the
coming to
parking
the
lot.
station, I would
I just
use
felt
the-
like it was safe here, right? I work
All
here. I'm respected here. I
Wow.
can sleep at 3:30 in the morning here whenever I darn well please.
All right, let's see. Do we have any last? Let's see. Any last
boy.
little something, something?
Nothing.
Let me see.
Somebody wants to know what Drew's last
They're
name
like
is.
Carney.
Carney. Why does somebody want to know your last name? They're
Oh,
gonna
that's
list
funny.
you
I
as
thought
a-
they were chastising you.
Yes.
Like, Carney.
Wow.
No. All right, so
right.
are we done with Halloween talk now? We can move on to the next holiday?
Hey, Stanford's
hope
been to the
so,
Rambler.
yeah.
Stanford Walker. Rambler's
you
a great
go.
fun place.
Yeah, Willie said something. It was a
Yeah.
hipster bar, Willie says.
Kind of an Uber hipster
Whatever that
bar,
means,
not a
yeah.
dive at all.
A what hipster?
Uber
Oh,
hipster
not
bar?
like a
Not like a
Uber.
driver, no.
I was like, what does that have to do?
What you're learning here on this edition of Sunrise Extra, Brenda, is that some words have more than one meaning.
Oh, is that what it is? Thank you for setting me straight.
I feel like we need to go.
Mwah.
See what time it is?
Yes.
It is time to go.
Have a wonderful Monday, everybody.
Bye time.